Fenway Park.
Live from Yankee Stadium in New York, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. This afternoon, it's the series finale between the Red Sox and the New York Yankees. Damon to the top of the Red Sox order at center field. Mark Bellhorn at third base. David Ortiz, the DH. Manny Ramirez, one of the 3 home runs the Red Sox had off Javier Vasquez in their first meeting. Devin Millar in right. Jason Varitek doing the catching. David McCarty at first base. Cesar Crespo at second. And Pokey Reese at shortstop as the Red Sox face Javier Vasquez.
Vasquez 2-1 on the season with a 2.53 ERA. Both those wins coming against the Chicago White Sox. The loss against the Red Sox in that game at Fenway back on the 16th. 5 1/3, 9 hits and 4 earned runs in that game. Now Vasquez pitching on 3 days rest only
Later this afternoon, but kind of gloomy right now. Newman pops this up. Posada again charging over, this time to the Red Sox dugout. This time he makes the catch, leaning into the dugout, drop number 1.
Well, certainly Posada's loose here early in the ball game. Had to go back to the stands to try to make.
Well, the question marks really revolved around it was how he was going to do on the big stage here in New York, and he has answered that so far and strikes out Bellhorn for out number 2.
I don't know if it's because he's working on 3 days rest, but it seems like that he's.
Ortiz lifts it over the glove of Derek Jeter, who had to elevate and had it just go up over his glove into shallow left center field. And David Ortiz on with 2 outs in the inning.
That's the curveball there from Vasquez, and just a little spinning line drop.
And the 1-2 gets Ramirez. And he strikes out to conclude the inning. 2 strikeouts for Javier Vasquez. The Red Sox strand the runner. Boston gets nothing. Yankees coming up.
Pedro Martinez with the record of 2-1, of course, coming off the win last time out against Toronto. Against the Yankees, 9-8 in his career with a 2.88.
Jeter strikes out Pedro Martinez, striking him out to begin the afternoon. Let's take a look at the rest of the Yankees starting lineup, brought to you by Rico. Bernie Williams batting second in center field. A-Rod at third base. Jason Giambi, who had 2 home runs in Game 7 against Pedro last year, at first base. Sheffield in right. Posada does the catching. Matsui in left. Ruben Sierra the DH. And Enrique Wilson at second base, who mentioned 10 for 20 against Pedro Martinez in his career. Bats 9th. So 1 down, and here's Bernie Williams. 2 hopper to first. McCarty's up with it. He'll need Pedro. And Martinez there for out number 2.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by.
Pedro with the 3-1. A-Rod reaches out, lines it to right. Millar moving in. He dives and makes the catch. Millar in right field, diving forward to rob A-Rod of a hit. Into a shore Pedro, a 1-2-3 first inning. Done with 1. No score from Yankee Stadium.
Throw the 1-2-3 first inning.
Well, Millar struck with the pitch. And the Red Sox have the lead man on here in the second inning. There goes Millar. Varitek strikes out, and Millar's in no man's land. They will run him back and tag him out. Jeter applies the tag. And it turns into a double play, and there's quickly 2 down.
You know, a lot of times this year we've watched the Red Sox, and they have not run at first base on the 3-2 count. And I think sometimes you got to be careful. Here's a.
McCarty strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Vasquez. 4 in all. Inning and a half done. No score from Yankee Stadium.
A few left-handers in this lineup. Bernie Williams, of course, the switch hitter. Giambi.
A strike 3 call to Giambi. He has words for Phil Cuzzi, but he'll take with him the second strikeout for Pedro Martinez.
And the Yankees are so frustrated right now.
He did go 1 for 4 yesterday. And he lines this towards left center field. That'll get down for a hit. Johnny Damon cuts it off. There's the first hit of the day off Pedro Martinez.
Well, hey kids, join Red Sox Kid Nation.
Posada pops it up left side. Pokey Reese drifting to short left. And to make the catch. There is a breeze here today, but not nearly the breeze we had yesterday.
It seems to be blowing in a different direction, too. It seems like today it's going from right to...
Winning that game 11-2. Yesterday 0 for 4. In the air to left center field. And going back. And Ramirez will get there. Shy of the warning track to bring it in. We're through 2 from Yankee Stadium. No score. Bunts at the 1-1. Posada out and fires to first. Wow, he threw a strike to first base, even with Crespo diving in head first. He's out number 1.
He sure did. And watch how quickly Posada pounces from behind home plate to get on top of the through to Reese, and of course the changeup.
Waves at that pitch and strikes out. Already the 5th strikeout for Javier Vasquez.
His strikeout high on the season is 6, and he did that in his last outing again.
Damon strikes out. They elevate it, and Damon goes after it. 6th strikeout for Javier Vasquez. 2.5 done. We're scoreless from the stadium. The Yankees order. Enrique Wilson and Derek Jeter are expected in the inning. This one right back off. Pedro kicks out towards Crespo, and the throw to first is in time. See how Pedro Martinez is. He appears to be fine. The numbers we mentioned earlier, 10 for 20 against Pedro, and he strikes out. Pedro makes quick work of Enrique Wilson. 3rd strikeout for Pedro Martinez.
I think Pedro's had enough of Enrique Wilson in his career. 10 for 20 is...
Jeter lifts one in the air to short right. Millar ranging in and making the catch. It's an enjoyable 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Martinez. We're through 3, no score from Yankee Stadium.